I have some unbelievable card charts that you have to see. Your mind is going to be blown looking at some of these. We're going to jump right in from the Arena Club studio. We're starting with Shohei Ohtani, and specifically Shohei Ohtani's Japanese cards from back in 2013, well before he ever hit the American card scene. He had these rookie cards from Japan in 2013, and for whatever reason, over the last couple of months, these things have gone absolutely nuclear in the sports card market. I think collectors have already seen all of his American cards, his rookie cards from 2018 go berserk, so now they've turned their attention back to his Japanese cards. Guys, these cards are up 600%, 900%, over 1,000% over the last 180 days in the sports card market. Unbelievable how hot these Shohei Ohtani cards have been. Now here's Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge's cards have not been as hot as Shohei Ohtani's by any means. Aaron Judge has had some really nice high-end sales. The high end of Aaron Judge's market has been good, but when you look at his 2013 Bowman draft in a PSA 10 or his 2017 Topps base in a PSA 10, over the last 90 days, they're doing okay. They're up and down a little bit, but we're not seeing the movement on Aaron Judge like we have seen on Shohei Ohtani. Is that a mistake? Is Aaron Judge actually the better buy right now heading into this season? I don't know. Might be with how hot Shohei's cards have been. This one surprises me, guys. This is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes had a horrible end to the season with the Chiefs, didn't make the playoffs for the first time in years, tore his ACL, and yet here's the last 90 days in market movers of his PSA 10 and PSA 9, his 2017 Prism Silver. They're both up over the last 90 days. Now, maybe now we might see these go up even more. They just signed Kenneth Walker. His cards may go up even more, but even this is before the Kenneth Walker signing, and his cards were still up over the last 90 days. I'm a little surprised by this, but the Patrick Mahomes market is strong. And look, Travis Kelce, same story. I guess he's coming back, right? I guess Kelce's going to be there again. I guess the Chiefs are going to try to, get back to past glory. Hopefully they're retooling a little bit. Travis Kelce up over the last 90 days as well. Got to admit, I'm a little surprised. This guy not up over the last 90 days. Baker Mayfield. He's taken some hits. Look, they just lost Mike Evans, right? Evans went to the San Francisco 49ers. The way Tampa Bay started last season so hot, they ended last season so cold. And I think a lot of people are now thinking that Tampa Bay's time has passed them by. They've lost Evans. I think people maybe are thinking that that they're just not going to return to that same level of success, that Baker Mayfield's not going to return to that same level of success as he had at the start of last season. This is his last 90 days, or his last 60 days actually. They're sinking, down 29%. Not a great sign here for Baker Mayfield. Hey, always invest in the GOATs. Always invest in the GOATs. We switched to basketball. This is Michael Jordan. This is Michael Jordan's 1997 Metal Universe card. You might recognize this one. You know those precious metal gems? One of Michael Jordan's red precious metal gems cards just sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So guess what? This is the base version of those precious metal gems cards from 1997 Metal Universe. This one is more common, for sure, way more common, but in a PSA 10, it's only a population of 152. So as those precious metal gems continue to get more and more popular, people are looking to the base versions of these as well. PSA 10, PSA 9, PSA 8.5, all of these up considerably over the last 180 days. They're up anywhere between 48% and 92%. That's been a really good investment. Here's Kobe Bryant's same exact card from 1997 Metal Universe. Same deal with this one. This is the base version of those precious metal gems cards, which can command hundreds of thousands of dollars. PSA 10, last 180 days, up 13%. PSA 9, up 96%. PSA 8, up 160%. These have been good investment cards. I like these cards for the long term. They're iconic. How about soccer? We've hit that moment, ladies and gentlemen. We have hit the moment in time when soccer cards are starting to get extremely hot, with the World Cup now just a few months away. We knew it was going to happen. It is happening. Lamine Yamal, going to be the hottest name going into the World Cup this year. This is his 2023 Topps Chrome UEFA Club Competitions Refractor rookie card in a PSA 10, in a PSA 9, the last 60 days. This is up 90, This is up, 63%, 83%. This one is up 89%. These things are red hot in the market right now. The World Cup's coming. I expect these cards to continue to be hot leading up and probably through the World Cup, assuming the Spanish national team does good things. No cards have been as hot as this guy. Jack Hughes, world champion, gold medalist, the pride of Team USA, the guy who got it done in extra time to give Team USA the gold medal. This is his 2019 Upper Deck Young Guns base card, PSA 10, PSA 9, SGC 10, all of these over the last 30 days doing huge things in the sports card market. Jack Hughes, winner. Nice to see his cards being a big winner for those of you out there who have them. But it's not just him, his teammates as well. This is Connor Hellebuck, goaltender. His stuff is done absolutely outstanding. PSA 10, PSA 9 of his 2015 Upper Deck Young Guns base cards. Look at those things take off in the market over the last 30 days. A gold medal really, really helps when it comes to card prices. That's your lesson. Oh no, we got Pokemon. Guys, I had to put one Pokemon card in here. This is the only one. I know some of you out there don't care about the Pokemon market, but let me tell you what. Pokemon has been hotter than sports cards. It's gone berserk. And this card's mind-blowing because this is the Pikachu with gray felt hat. This is a huge population on this card. Guys, in PSA 10, the population of this card is almost 47,000. There's nothing rare about this card, but it doesn't matter. The Pokemon market has been so hot in PSA 10. This card is back up to around $2,400 again. It is up 240% over the last year. And this card had gotten really, really hot. Then it had cooled down in November and December. But then once January 1st hit, this card just went rip-roaring back up again. It is now the highest, just about the highest it has ever been. PSA 10, CGC 9.5. It doesn't matter actually what grade you have this card in. Unbelievable. And it's not just this Pokemon card, it's so many others. They are so hot right now. The Pokemon market is extreme heat. Unbelievable. Will it keep up? I don't know. But at the moment, I can just sit back and marvel at graphs like this. Speaking of graphs I can marvel at, let's get back to sports. Let's talk about Cooper Flagg. This is really surprising. Here's why. This is Cooper Flagg's 2025 Topps Chrome Refractor in PSA 10 and PSA 9. Normally, when a graded card hits the market for the first time, it's selling for a very high price, and then it quickly cools off. Those first sales of a graded card that hit the market are normally the highest, and then they immediately start to come back down. That happens almost all the time. That has not happened with Cooper Flagg. This is an exception to the rule. Incredible. Look at this, guys. Like, this is his PSA 10. This is his PSA 9 of his 2025 Topps Chrome Refractor. These things are actually up a lot. 58%, 75% over the last 90 days. So since these things first hit the market, the first graded copies of these that became available in the market in early January, the first ones that came back from PSA, they've continued to go up. As more and more have hit the market, they've continued to go up. This is not normal behavior. This is a combination of Cooper Flagg being red hot right now and the sports card market overall being red hot right now and everything Topps Chrome basketball being red hot right now. It's all combining and you're seeing graphs like this, which are surprising. And by the way, graphs like this is Con Knipple. Same deal with Con Knipple. Once again, surprising. His PSA 10 of his 2025 Topps Chrome base up 60%. The refractor up 20-something% since the first sales of those cards. No, I'm sorry, not up 20-something%. What does that say? Up 213%. Not up 20. I thought this said 21.3. Up 213% since it first came out. That is unbelievable. These cards have gone absolutely nuclear. Con Knipple, of course, is playing exceptionally well, has set the all-time three-point record for a rookie, doing unbelievably well. His cards are crazy. It's crazy to see how things have gone up in the market. Victor Wembanyama, so a guy a little more established than Flagg and Knipple, he's doing pretty good as well. Not crazy, but you can see over the last month, his stuff has started to tick back up again. It was hot back here in December. It cooled off a little bit in January. Now he's back up quite a bit as we get through early March. In fact, over the last 90 days, we're looking at about a 23% increase on his Prism Base PSA 10, his Prism Silver PSA 10, about 19-20% up over the last 90 days. Nice to see Wemby up in the market. How about an old guy though? Let's see an old guy. We just talked about a lot of young guys. How about an old guy who is not done yet? Justin Verlander. He's back with Detroit, back with another season in the majors, maybe his last, who knows? But the fact that he is back has caused his card prices to go back up again. People are excited. Look at this. This is his 2005 Topps base card, PSA 10. This thing is up 40% over the last 60 days. This is his 2006 Topps base card, PSA 10, his second year. This thing is up 130 something percent over the last 60 days. Verlander's back. Verlander's hot. Score one for the old guys. Actually, let's talk about a really old guy. Well, you know, it's maybe not the right way to phrase things. A legend who passed on many years ago, Mickey Mantle. A guy from, well, you guys know all about Mickey Mantle. I didn't have to tell you anything about Mickey Mantle. Let me just talk about Mickey Mantle's cards, because they're insane right now. Not all of them, but a lot of his cards are continuing to do really well in the market. I love this one. This is his 1958 Topps All-Star card. This one's got a lot of eye appeal. This one will jump out at you if you see it in a dealer showcase. This will catch your attention. You'll be like, oh, you'll be instantly drawn to the card because of the bright red background, the design of the card. It's an attractive looking Mickey Mantle card. Guess what? It's also a good investment. This is the last year. PSA 9 of this card up almost 30% over the last year. Most recently sold for $11,000. PSA 8.5 is up 47%. PSA 8 is up, what does that say? 67%. PSA 7 up 12%. These cards have been great investments over the last year. Don't forget about the old guys. Don't forget about the vintage. Don't forget about the Mick. How about Kobe? Another absolute legend. This is one of my favorite basketball cards of all time. This is the 2008 Topps Kobe Bryant, also the 2008 Topps Chrome. Same design, LeBron guarding Kobe. Love the card design. Love everything about it. Love the photo. Love that LeBron is part of this card. And I love that over the past 180 days, in a PSA 10, the Topps base card is up 124%. And the Topps Chrome base card in a PSA 10 is up 38% over the last 180 days. It's been a good time to invest in GOATs. You can never go wrong by investing in GOATs. Invest in more GOATs. And thank me 10 years from now, because I like these cards long term. This is not a GOAT. This is Mac Jones. This is a pure speculative play. But hey, people are excited about Mac Jones. We're looking at the last 60 days of Mac Jones' 2021 Prism Silver and PSA 10 and his 2021 Prism Base and PSA 10. Both of these are up a decent bit. The Prism Silver, this thing's up 100%. This thing's doubled in the last 60 days. What do people know that I don't know? What do they know that I don't know? I don't know. Apparently Mac Jones is the future, according to people who are buying these cards. How about Jackson Dart? He is not the future. According to card collectors, this is not a good look. This is the last 90 days of Jackson Dart cards. And, granted, maybe it's a little unfair because these are some of the first graded copies to hit the market. But I told you earlier we were looking at Cooper Flag and Con Knipple, and I said that their first graded cards to hit the market, normally things fall, but they kept going up. Well, no, Jackson Dart fell. Jackson Dart is the behavior you would expect. These cards have not been hot in the market. This is Jackson Dart's 2025 Kaboom in PSA 10. That thing's down almost 50% in the last 90 days. His Downtown in PSA 10 down almost 40% in the last 90 days. His Prism Silver only down 3%, but still down in the last 90 days. Jackson Dart has not been the investment that many of us were hoping for. Jaden Daniels. Last year, he was not the investment that many of us were hoping for, but if you've been buying his cards since the first of the year, watch out. Look at this. Look at this. His cards are among the hottest right now. Jaden Daniels' 2024 Prism Silver and PSA 10 over the last 60 days is up 34%. His Prism Base in PSA 10 is up over 60% over the last 60 days. People realize that this guy's good and his cards crashed. Now, actually, let's expand this graph out. Let's look at the last year. Well, there you go. There you go. That's your last 365 days on the screen. So you can see how hot these things were a year ago. You can see how badly they tanked over the course of last season. But they hit a bottom point, right? They hit a bottom point here in like December. And now people are looking towards this season. And people are saying, maybe we overreacted a little bit. Maybe Jaden's cards dropping by 70%, which they did last season. Maybe that was a little bit of an overreaction. Maybe Jaden is better than how far his card prices fell last season. I think they're probably right. So while the graph over the last year looks bad, the graph over the last 60 days, hey, that certainly looks good. Man, Connor Griffin, baseball prospect. There may be nobody hotter in the sports card market than Connor Griffin right now. Over the last 60 days, his 2024 Bowman Draft Chrome Refractor up 131%. His Bowman Draft Chrome Base up 107%. His Bowman Draft Sapphire Edition up 165%, all in PSA 10, all in the last 30 days, or 60 days, I should say. Insane. People think this guy's the real deal. People think Connor Griffin will be starting for Pittsburgh later this season. People think this guy is going to be Rookie of the Year. His cards are going nuts. Connor Griffin's cards are going absolutely nuts. I would honestly be careful about this right now. I am much more of a sell than a buy on Connor Griffin at this moment, just simply looking at how these cards have popped off. And who knows what the market will do. Not financial advice. Just telling you my gut reaction when I see a chart like that for a young prospect who has not proven anything on the major league level, that makes me concerned. Be careful out there, people. Be careful. But you know what? We're leading up to the baseball season, and there's a lot of cards that are hot. Wyatt Langford, he was the guy who last season, or the season before last, I should say, so many people were chasing his cards, right? His stuff was nuclear if you go back a couple of years ago. Well, here he is. This is the last 90 days, and his stuff is hot again, entering this season. This thing's up over 80%. This thing's up over 146% over the 90-day period. People are thinking Langford, it could be a name to invest in for this season. James Wood, same deal. Started last season, red hot, cooled off the second half of last season, but here we are moving into this season. His stuff is moving up here as well, anywhere between 16% and 60% over the last 90 days. We've reached that time for baseball cards to be speculated on. Here's a guy who's a little more proven, Paul Skeens. His stuff, red hot. Who knew that Paul Skeens could get any hotter? He's getting hotter. Look at this. 2023 Bowman Draft, PSA 10, up 66% in the last 180 days. His Topps Update Base for 2024, up over 150% over the last 180 days. Let's zoom out even further. Let's zoom out a year. Look at that. Paul Skeens was good last season, but his stuff has been defying gravity this offseason. It's continuing to go up and up and up. Unbelievable how hot some of these cards have been. Let's go old school for a minute. How about a guy who proved it a little more? Let's go Reggie Jackson. There's a lot of vintage cards I could have pulled up here that a lot of these cards are up over the last year. I pulled up Reggie Jackson. PSA 8 up 41% over the last year. This is his 1969 Topps rookie card. PSA 7 is up 9%. PSA 6 is up 46% over the last year. If you're looking where to put your money long term, it's GOATs, it's Hall of Famers, it's vintage, it's high grade, low pop. Put your money in places like this, or maybe even bigger names than this. Reggie Jackson's great, but go get yourself a little Mickey Mantle, right? Go get yourself players like that little Willie Mays. Go get yourself some of those top players of all time. Park your money there. Thank me 10 years from now. I think that's what's going to happen. Park your money here. How about Michael Jordan? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Second time we're seeing him on the show today. Doesn't matter what Michael Jordan card I would show you. Chances are if we expand the graph 365 days, it's probably quite a bit up because almost all of his cards are. This one I love. This is an inexpensive card. This is his Barcelona card. His 1991 Skybox Barcelona Dream Team card, PSA 10. Population of 2,735, so not a particularly rare card. $205 in a PSA 10, $45 in a PSA 9. But guess what? Great investment on the lower end, because look at this. This thing is up over 200% over the course of the last year. This particular card a year ago was $60. $60 a year ago in a PSA 10. Now it's $205. You don't have to have tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to make money with sports cards. You can do it on a $60 card. Sit on it for a year, it's $200. Just buy good stuff. And of course, the market's hot right now. I can't tell you of a year from now these things will be up anymore. I can't tell you that. I like to think they will be. They may not be. So invest carefully, invest wisely, but buy good stuff. Because stuff like this, your chances of it going up are better than not, in my opinion. All right, Dr. J, here's another one. Let's look at some old school basketball right here. 1972 Topps, Dr. J's rookie card. Love the beautiful design of that card. PSA 9 up 73% in the last year. We're looking at the last year. PSA 8 up 34%. PSA 7 up 27%. Goats, vintage, doing really well in the market. This is another guy. Let's go to golf. Tiger Woods. Good to see Tiger Woods' market finally heating up. He trailed a lot of these other guys. Like you saw basketball going off, football going off, baseball going off a year ago. Tiger was a little slower for his cards to accelerate, but now they're starting to accelerate. This is, once again, these are not expensive cards. This is his 2001 Upper Deck base card in PSA 10, very high population card, 14,000 copies of that card in PSA 10. It's still up almost 37% over the last 180 days. BGS 9.5 up almost 39% over the last 180 days. That's a $365 card in PSA 10 today. That is a $108 card in BGS 9.5 today. But if you go back 180 days ago, it was $70 in a BGS 9.5. It was $257 in a PSA 10, or even less, actually, depending when you bought it. So nice to see Tiger Woods going up just like that. Let's go with Michael Jordan one more time. How about his 1986 Fleer? You cannot get more iconic than this card. And these increases have been amazing. Last 365 days, PSA 10 is up 32%. PSA 9 is up 97%. PSA 8 is up 74%. That PSA 9 has almost doubled over the course of the last year. Most recently sold for $34,000. That was a sub $20,000 card a year ago. I hope you got one of these copies of this 86 Fleer Michael Jordan. It's one of the GOATs of all time, one of the best cards of all time. There it is. Those things have gone crazy in the sports card market. Let's get back to modern speculation territory. Oh, we got Jaden Daniels on. We got Jaden Daniels on here again. Apparently I can't get enough Jaden Daniels. The Jaden Daniels market has been red hot recently. How about Caleb though? Let's compare Jaden to Caleb. So Caleb, this is the last 60 days. So this is basically since Caleb's season ended. What's really interesting is so many of these players, normally when their season ends, their cards dip a lot. It's not been the case this year because the overall market has been so hot. People are continuing to buy. People are continuing to speculate on into the offseason. Some of these players' cards have continued to go up even right after their season ended. That's the case with Caleb. Of course, he ended his season in a good way. He looked good in the playoffs, right? 2024 Prism Base PSA 10 up 41% in the last 60 days since his season ended. And the 2024 Prism Silver PSA 10 is up 12%, right? I actually really like Caleb as a buy right now. Even though these are up a little bit, I was waiting for the offseason dip. We've not seen it. I think Caleb going into the National this summer, by the way, the National's in Chicago once again. Caleb going into the National, going into next season, I think he may be the hottest football card there is going into next season. I'm a buy right now on Caleb Williams. All right, a couple more graphs to go, guys. Drake May, different story. Drake May, this is the last 180 days. This is since the start of Drake May's season last year. You know about the rise. The rise was nuclear. I mean, I'm talking his Prism Base PSA 10, his Prism Silver PSA 10. His Prism Base PSA 10 went up almost 900% during this season last year leading up to the Super Bowl. But then since the Super Bowl, yeah, you see the right side of the graph. These things are down a lot, right? Last 30 days, yeah. Last 60 days, yeah. Not so good. Not so good, right? We've unfortunately, Drake May's down a good bit. When is this gonna plateau? Is it gonna keep falling for a little while? He got so hot, that's the problem. Everything that goes nuclear, not everything, but a lot of stuff that goes nuclear, if it's a young player, if it's speculative, a lot of times it comes back down. And that's, obviously Super Bowl performance wasn't great. That's what we're seeing with Drake May. His stuff is falling hard. When will it plateau? I don't know. Is the bottom in? I'm not sure. Might have a little ways further down to go, but then it will probably level off and maybe start to tick back up a little bit heading into next season. So there probably is a buy opportunity sometime here on Drake May. I don't know if we're there yet. I feel better personally about Caleb Williams at the moment. But let's end on another GOAT. Barry Sanders. Got to end on a GOAT. Got to end on a guy who you can believe in, a guy who has been there, done that. How about Barry Sanders' 1989 score rookie card? This is the last 365 days. These things have been awesome, as have many of the all-time great players, right? But his PSA 10 is now up to $1,900 of this card. That is up over 55%. PSA 9 is $163. That's up over 34%. It's great to see the old guys getting a little bit of love in the sports card market. I hope you enjoyed this video. All of this is from Market Movers, by the way. Go check out Market Movers. We got a major update to the Market Movers app that is about to drop. You are gonna love it. It is. The app is really taking a next step forward. If you don't have Market Movers yet, go get it right now. Go to sportscardinvestor.com, click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone, search for Market Movers, download the Market Movers app. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon with the next one. Take care.